Atimishe Maths Academy, where mathematics is made simple. And I'm continuing my series on complex number. I've taught the introductory part of the complex number. Now, presently, we are going to be talking about conjugate of a complex number. Conjugate of a complex number. For a complex number, Z. Now, this is the sign for Z. This is a sign, just like a symbol used for complex number. Complex number is a case whereby a real number, an imaginary number is gotten. This I here is an imaginary number. So this is the format of a complex number. A complex number must always be like this format. Now, the complex number conjugate is this. Now, anytime you see a steric on top, it's talking about a conjugate. And what is the meaning of conjugate? Conjugate is all about changing the sign. If here was minus, you change it to plus. Now, I put it in a bracket. I said the symbol, this, is sometimes used instead of this. Now, in some books, they will use the conjugate as this, by Z. While in some books, they use star on top. But in this aspect, I'm going to be using the star. That's why I said in some books, they use this symbol instead of this one. Okay, let's go further. Now, they said we want to find the product of Z. Remember, this Z is the original question they will give to you. Why this Z star is the conjugate. So if I say Z, the conjugate of Z, that is the language I say. It's always a real number, A plus IB, times, you see the plus now. The main concept here is that the plus is now changing to minus because this Z star is the conjugate, while this one is the original question given to us, original complex number given to us. All right, if we multiply this, we'll end up having B squared plus what? A squared plus B squared. Now, let's take some examples. Find Z, which is a complex number, plus its conjugate, and Z times its conjugate for each of the following. Now, we have two questions here. The original questions are given to us. Original complex numbers are given to us. Now, what they want us to do is to find this. For this, find this Z plus Z star, which is the original. This is the original complex number. They want us to use the conjugates and plus the original. Now, for the number 2. Now, you are going to do for each of them. You're going to do for plus and you're going to do for multiplication for each of them. So, let's get started. Now, the solution to this problem, let's say solution. The first one, which is number 1, we have Z plus Z steric, where Z is equal to, from the question given to us, 6 minus 3i. Remember in our previous class, I said this I is an imaginary number. So, already it's our solution. So what do? Let's conjugate of this. The conjugate, Z steric, will be what? Now, if you observe very well, here is plus. Here is minus. So its conjugate will be what? 6 plus 3i. You see it now? Just change the sign, becomes its conjugate. It's just like your normal, what is this topic? Sword. Your normal sword. Find its conjugate. It's just related to this. Now, okay, let us solve what they gave to us. It will now be Z, which is 6 minus 3i. You put a bracket plus its conjugate will now be what? 6 plus 3i. Okay, let's solve this. This is for this. Let's solve it. This, you use this plus to open this bracket. Remember, assuming it was time, that is when I'm going to use 6 times this, or this time this time. But since it is plus, what you got to do is, you open the bracket with this plus. So this one remains stationary. This plus this will give us what? Plus 6. This plus this will give us plus 3i. Now, collect items. Collect like terms. Now, when you collect like terms, you observe this plus this will give us 12. That is 6 plus 6 will give us 12. If you check where this is minus 3i plus 3i will give us what? Plus 0. So automatically our final answer is just 12. We are able to solve for the first one. Now that is for the addition. Now let's solve for z and its conjugate. Now in this case, you are multiplying. Our original value there, which is z, is what? Is this value. So let's bring it out. Use a bracket to separate them. Minus 3i times, you remember, there's a times here. Nothing is in between them, so it's times. So times in its conjugate. Look at this conjugate. 6 plus 3i. When you times it, 6 times 6. 6 times 6 will give us 36. 6 times 3i will give us plus 18i. Minus 3i times 6 will give us minus 18i. Minus 3i times, now watch, this is what happens here. Minus 3i times 3i will give us minus 9. Minus what? Minus 9. Now remember, the I also is multiplying the I, so you have I squared. So yeah, because what? 36. This will cancel this. And you remember previously, recall that I squared is equal to minus 1. So I squared will be equal to, it's just as if you have minus 9. Let's use this way. 9 minus 1. Because why? This I squared is already changing to what? Okay, let's keep it this way. This I here is already turning to what? Minus 1. So, and the 9 I've already used 3 times 3. So you have 36. Now watch. This one, if this times this, will give us minus bracket minus 9. Which implies that we have 36 plus 9. 36 plus 9, which should give us, now if you use 36 to add this, will give us 45 as an answer. 45 as an answer. 45.